Hello and welcome back to Dragon Age the Veilguard. So, last time I ended the episode by saying that we were going to change our build again. Now, I'm not going to make you go through the same thing we did at the start of the previous episode. I have already changed it. And I think this is going to work very, very well. It's another different build, but I think it's going to work. So, first of all, the Golden Grass Blade. This is one of the main parts of the build. It gives us huge amounts of defense, but also reduce incoming damage for 5% per missing arrow up to 25%. Weapon attacks gain 10% of your defense as bonus damage. This seems really, really good. This seems like this is going to make us extremely tanky. Actually, this wasn't the thing that I started the build with. I started with the Azure Bow, the one that we got an upgrade to last time. So this now gives us 4 extra maximum arrows, which gives us another 4% damage per arrow, so 16% arrows. Then I noticed that this had an arrow synergy, so I'm using that. This I put on because we don't have anything better, and the enhanced damage when breaking an enemy's armor gives us more well, I'm assuming damage, so that seems good. I was going to say enhanced damage. This, again, we don't really have anything better, but ultimate damage is very nice on it, so I think that seems great for our damage build, and it will give us momentum, which will give us a bunch of ways to use our abilities, which we kind of lack a little bit in this build, and it can be given 30 defense, and it has very high base defense, so more defense means that this is going to make our weapons do more damage, so it all links together. The Duelist Coat. Again, it's got arrows, so arrow synergy. 20% hit fire damage on that, 25% hit fire damage on this, so bit of hit fire synergy. It's not huge, but it'll be nice. And 10% defense means that we get even more defense, so this gets even stronger. I switched up our healing. Our healing is going to give us rejuvenation now, on top of us just getting some... Although... This is 725 rejuvenation. Is that what others say healing? So I guess no. I guess it's going to give us that as rejuvenation over time, which is interesting. But we get 50% healing as a base, and it gives us an extra 25 defense, which means this does more damage, or this makes our weapons do more damage, and that makes us even tankier. Then I've taken this one, so we gain resistant duration and effectiveness. We currently have no way of applying resistant except that when we reach low health, this will apply resistant, which means that we'll get a bunch of resistances at low health. Seems good to me. This increases weapon damage. I gave it max arrows for more damage. And then we have this one, Paragon's Knuckle, again increases defense and gives us even more resistances at low health, which means that this is going to mean that resistant makes us even tankier at low health, and 10% defense across their entire build, which means that we're getting 10% defense, which then goes into this as damage. Here, 5% to all resistances, but it has the ability for us to strip that off and instead give us our resistances as damage, which I think is kind of cool. Take less damage while at low health, and I noticed it says take no damage from your current target for 10 seconds. If you're facing a boss, that's fantastic. And then Ascend is 10% damage. I've also switched this back in because I don't really think we need the lightning flask with this new build. And you should ignore the damage number on the left hand side at all times because it includes ability damage within its calculation, as I found out, which means that because this ability here does... Actually, can I see them both on the same screen? Yeah. Because this does 504 damage. Well, this one, this one has a potential of doing 1,000 damage. It's like, oh, your damage is dropped by half. Not really, because this one, like, that's not really how it works, essentially. And then I turned on the thing that means that our necrotic damage is now converted, or a strike necrotic damage is converted to physical damage, because I've noticed that it's giving us a lot more mixed fights, and I think that having purely necrotic is going to cause us issues. So... this is our new build. It's very similar to other builds we've had in the past, except that we're extremely tanky now. So we'll see how it plays. I think that our previous build that we had for the last episode was probably going to fall off. In fact, it fell off within the last episode. It was really good at the start, and then you kind of saw the problems in that you had no survivability whatsoever, and the damage you needed to, maybe 5 seconds alone with the boss to apply the damage, and then you just kind of sit and wait for it to die. So Yeah. Anyway, we're going to do Tash's conversation that we didn't do at the end of the previous episode. Let's go and do it. Right. So, Tash, what do you have to say to us now? Oh, further in. Hello.
Hey, you up for drinks? I'm taking Veilguard to the Hilt for drinks with the Lords of Fortune. You should come. Isabella's paying.
Sounds fun. I'm in.
Oh, okay. Horns and Hala at the Hilt. Okay. Over here, let's go speak to Balara, who I suspect is not going to be thinking about drinks at the Hilt. She's going to be thinking about something much different. Hello.
Hey, Rook. Irlin and Strife reached out. They finished preparations for Syrian's funeral. I could use someone to come with me, if you're able. Just let me know, okay?
Sure thing.
Okay. A Forest of Spirits. I think that might be a good place to start for today. I think this one seems like a solid quest to do. So let's do that. Right. Open that. Just get rid of the journal things. Okay. But before we do that, I also want to go to a Treviso to sell some things. So we might do that first. Treviso, Arlathan, Hall of Valor. I think that's my path. So let's go Treviso. Alara's going to come with us because we're doing her quest. It's fine. She's level 9 and Tash is also level 9, I think, with us now. Yeah. So I think they might actually, maybe they'll both get to 10. Last time I was saying maybe we wouldn't get anyone, but now I'm looking at the amount of bond that they have. There's potential, especially with 2 quests for them. Anyway, this should be a 5-second trip here. How does it say? Oh, for some reason it was kind of suggesting that she was going to be there for us to do something with. But
took down their comic maker. He did your job for you. He's a hero.
Just a meddling busybody. One who stirred up the butcher's Antam.
Ah, Jacobus admires us because we did completed his cousin's contract. Okay.
Like Antam blood, I'll keep the goods flowing.
Okay, I just wanted to sell you some stuff, mate. You got anything I need here? You have an upgrade for the Bloodletter's Twin Blade. When bleeding enemies attack, you do not lose momentum or adrenaline. It is annoying when you lose that midway through a fight, but if the enemy is at maximum bleeding stacks, they're also afflicted with necrosis. Critical hits apply necrosis if not already applied. There's some interesting stuff in here. Light attacks no longer lose effectiveness versus armor and barrier. Now that is definitely something. You could do a light attack build, I'm sure. Now I'm just like, but I could change my build again. Just mainly seeing if there's anything we already have equipped that I want right now. We may come back and rebuy everything, or buy everything, but I don't want to do that just yet. Momentum on critical hits with strike abilities. I don't think we need that. We also, as much as well, I guess I'll buy these because I've been buying all of them, but we don't really need these 2 things because it doesn't get us anything anymore. Any casual gear for us? Get the Silent Call. A spirit said to be attached to the mask. Those that wear it find themselves taken over by a presence that guides their hand. Okay, interesting. I've never seen the film The Crow. Is that a reference to it? I'm assuming not, but maybe. The Northern, a small triangular loot ubiquitous to those of a certain age across Antiva. More available than popular, the sole desire was the music in as many hands as possible. Sorry. The Heartstrings, Antivan luthiers built strong and heavy, for our songs are a pride beyond maps or kings, and the difference between celebration and riot is how free we wish to be. Cool. By those gets more caretaker power, which I believe matters not at all. Now they were giving us the start to the next quest there, but we're going to leave that and go to Arlathan instead, because we've got a funeral to go to. Wonderful. Right. Where are we going for this funeral? all the... Ah, it's in the other area. The area we couldn't access. Cool. Before we do
need
that, though...
report Irilyn was asking about.
You get any new stock? An odd bit or bob.
Hello.
I got everything you need for kicking the Venatori right out of this world.
Field notes of first days. Page torn with malice from a bestiary. Tread softly on new legs, breathe quietly this new air. We are not the only beings that seek what we once were. We could buy some of this as well, just to clear out the thing. Yeah, I don't know. Appearances are very expensive. Kind of our main thing here. But you know what? Maybe I will buy it out. Just so we bought out everything. There we go. Buy this. And this. And this. And this. Dexterous leather is Dalish. Dexterous leather is Dalish. We may have a look and see whether that's a good one for us to wear, given that we are in, like, different gear. You know what? I'm going to do the, I'm going to let my brain kind of jump around. Let's go to the lighthouse. Anyone want to speak to us here? Emmerich's out of position. Davrin, Lucanus out of position. Tash out of position. Okay. Let's go to these places. Hello. Oh.
Do you think more spirits could ever become elves?
As our world changes over the ages, so do the Fade's inhabitants. I suspect they'd look quite different.
So not, say, elves with wings, like a bird's or a bat's?
It seems unlikely.
Although, maybe spirits cannot become corporeal because the Fade exists now. Because when the elves were spirits and became not spirits, there was no... Well, maybe there was the Fade, but there wasn't the Veil. It was all one. So, yeah. Anyway, we got some new gear in here. Not that one. Dalish leathers is what I was looking for. What's this rugged outfit I've got here? Nope. Definitely not. Under any circumstances. Insulated suit Dalish. Well, that's kind of cool. I do like that, but is that... I don't think that's what I was... Ah, this is it. The dexterous leathers Dalish. Oh, the monstral dexterous leathers? Ah, there are, and it's colors that change it. Let's maybe wear the insulated suit Dalish. It does kind of seem like it's like hunting gear or something. It's a little weird. Yeah, so there are multiple... See, there's the Menratha citizen's outfit, but Dalish. Oh. Interesting. I actually kind of like that better. Okay. Yeah, so not all of this is unique stuff. Some of this is like the same thing but recolored. Because I think this is Minrathis, but Nevarin. Okay, let's go with this. Yeah, something different for a little bit. What's our helmet look like? That's too stupid. Okay. Wonder if they look less stupid on others. I was thinking, like, they probably look less stupid on dwarves. Like, dwarves, I think helmets would look pretty good on. Probably. But maybe it's just our elf is a little too slim to have, like, this solid-looking helmet on the top of his head. Hello, you two?
Hey, the red version of you? Is she ever coming back?
No. She's part of me. The part that I couldn't accept before. The part that was angry.
Oh, okay. I'm glad you accepted the angry part.
Why do you ask?
Having two of you in a fight would wreck our enemies.
The angry me was a lot to handle all on her own.
Okay. Head out here. Drop down, and we have one more conversation, then we're going to the funeral. No more distractions. Directly there. Hello.
Sounds like Ailey is in league with Elgarnon.
Could be. Picked up some of his tricks, at least.
It's like tracking a ghoul back to the nest and finding an archdemon. Your day just got a lot harder.
And then tracking the archdemon to a god.
Okay. Right. Arlathan. Alara. Tash. Let's go. Not that I think this quest is going to have, like, bond for the secondary person anyway. And I don't think that Tash's would either, because I think that both of them have set participants. We're missing no chest. Cool. This area won't have any, apparently. Okay. You wanna be here? Right, there we go. Meet Balar at the location marked. Balar returns to Arlathan Forest to lay her brother Syrian to rest.
Enna Bellanaris. From the form, we bring forth the eternal. Thanks, Rook, for coming. I don't think I could have done this alone.
Okay. He was one of us?
He was a veil jumper, or close enough.
Right. Close enough. Anyways, we need to light 3 more braziers. Each one represents an aspect of the self. It's close to what we've always done. The Dalish, I mean. But the ancient elves used veil fire to show our connection to the Fade. Or so the archive tells me anyways. I think it's what Syrian would have wanted.
Does he deserve it? That's not what you say at a funeral. You say, you can do this.
I know it's hard, but you can do this.
I already buried him once. At least this time, it's for real. Let's head to the first brazier.
Okay.
Okay, the first brazier should be ahead somewhere.
How far?
However far it needs to be, I guess.
Okay. Mountain Pass. New area. Probably means new loot, but it seems inappropriate to look for loot at a funeral. Why are there health pots here? Seems inappropriate to have fighting at a funeral as well, although I imagine that happens more than you would think. Okay, let's just go up there. Let's do what it says, because we have to light them along the path, I think, so. Right. Oh, hello.
Hey, Lara.
Hey, Irilyn.
Look, if you need to talk, let me know. I don't want our history to make things awkward, and I'm still your friend, you know? Anyways, time to light the first brazier.
Okay. Let's light it. Oh.
A third we grant to the stars, to speak your life to the firmament. Am I doing this right? I don't know. The archive wasn't much help. It told me the words, but words are only part of it. Rituals aren't just about what you say, it's why and how you say it.
It's the first step.
Reclaiming the past was never going to be easy, but we have to start somewhere. Why not here?
Syrian made it sound so simple. Learn the past and then live it. But so much is different. Who we are now is as important as who we were. I just wish it were easier. Okay, let's head to the next brazier.
Okay, so next
It's
one's
unusual
up
to
there.
see all these obstacles in the way of a funeral. Of course, my clan mostly just planted trees over the dead to honor them.
Each obstacle's supposed to represent grief and moving past it, literally. But yeah, it's a little weird. Probably. Syrian would have laughed at it.
Okay, tinker at this. Next bit's up there. So there are chests down there. Oh, this can connect to that, of course. There we go.
Okay, on to the next brazier.
So what do you think is out there?
I don't know. Could be anything, really. That's kind of the magic.
Up here. Grab ourselves some gold. And we'll have a look along here for other stuff. Focus of the Veil upgraded. Ah, electric damage versus barrier up. Okay, we're getting close to the 50% of your other damage type bonuses contribute to your electric one, which would be very interesting. You know, if we want to continue the electric build at some point. Ah. Okay. So there's a quick way back up again. It's good to know that there are quick ways back up here. That kind of implies that it expects you to explore a little bit. Took a stab in the dark, that if I hit that a couple of times it would do what I wanted it to. And Storm for Balara is upgraded. Deals a burst of electric damage to all nearby enemies if this attack breaks the target's barrier. We'll equip that. Sure, why not? Seems good to me. Right. Up here. And we'll do the loop around this rather calm area. Right. Back up this way. Nothing along the edges. Grab this. Hey, Nev.
Nev, what are you doing here?
What? You know I show up for you, Belle. They'd only let one of us come, though. The rest send their regards, especially Emmerich.
I'm just... Wow. Thank you, Nev. And everyone else.
Hey, as long as I'm around, you've got family. All right, go on and light the brazier.
Okay. It's kind of interesting that only Nev is here. Or that Nev is here at all. Okay. Trying to figure out if there was some reason that that could be. Like maybe other companions might not be able to be here for some reason. But anyway, let's stop trying to figure out what the other twist in the plot could be. Instead, just light the braziers.
A third we grant to the sea, to carry you to distant shores. Syrian always wanted to see what was across the ocean. Not Pervalin, I mean really across the other parts of the world. I wonder if the Evanurus ever left Thedas.
We could find out.
Maybe when this is all over, we'll find a boat and go see what's out there.
Maybe things went differently, you know, somewhere else. Without the Exalted Marches, without Tevinter, what does that even look like? Maybe better, or maybe not, but different? More of us alive, and probably free? Okay, on to the next one.
Okay. Yeah, it's interesting.
One more brazier to go. I'd hoped that the archive might change, now that Anaris is gone, I mean.
I'm guessing it didn't?
It called me a witless fool 3 times when it was teaching me about ancient elven funerals.
So, not so much then.
I had to threaten to send it into an active volcano.
So why are there people waiting after the obstacles?
It's a reminder that on the other side of even the hardest days, people are there for you. I like it. It's literal in a really reassuring way.
Yeah, that's a nice thought.
Anyway, when I said it was interesting previously, I had more to the thought, but yeah, they started talking. It's interesting how they've talked more about there being land outside of Thedas. Previously, they haven't really mentioned that too much in the series, but they've mentioned it a lot recently. So I'm wondering whether it's hinting towards their plans in the future. Maybe if you ditch Thedas a little bit, you can keep some of the world, keep some of the things similar, but then you don't have the baggage of the previous games. Dunno. Anyway. I mean, I guess
I
this
thought other clans planted trees for their funerals too.
This is what we've always done, that I remember, anyway. Well, we didn't use ancient magic before. First time I went to a funeral was for my grandmother. I was 7, had to climb through a bunch of fallen trees. By the time I got to the end, I was dirty and tired and sad, but not as sad as I thought I'd be. So I guess it worked. At least a little bit.
Okay. But yeah, I was gonna say with it being a break, it is what people said about Tevinter as well previously, and this game has not turned out to be as a clear-cut moving away from the previous stuff. It is very much attached to the rest of the series. Hello, Strife.
Balara, I'm sorry about Syrian.
Thanks, Strife. I'm glad you're here.
He was one of us, even if he never officially joined.
He died protecting Arlathan, even knowing the cost.
Saving the world. Seems like it might run in the family. Time to light the last brazier.
Okay. Well, let's light it.
And a third we return to the infinite, to find their way to the sanctum of the eternal. And that's it. The words we used to say. According to the archive, at least. It's close to what we say now. Not the same, but nearly. And it's what he would have wanted.
Saving the archive has given Balara words of comfort and given the Dalish back part of their past. I was also thinking this must play out really differently if you're like a member of the Morn Watch, for example. Like, it probably changes how a lot of the conversations are phrased, but let's ask her if she's okay. We're very much a people person.
You think you'll be okay?
I didn't think I would be, but I'm okay. Not amazing, not great, but okay. We found it. That connection. What Syrian and I were looking for. When he came back, it hurt again. Worse, almost. But this time, I got to say goodbye. And now I have to live my life. That's all I can do, for either of us.
Let's maybe take a harder stance. Let's say live for you. Let's separate her from Syrian a little bit in terms of our thoughts here.
It's good you were there for your brother. And now you can live your life for you.
I will. There's so much to do. So much to still learn from the archive. I don't know what our people's future looks like. But now they know their past. And they have a future. I hope you've found peace. Wherever you are now. Dareth, Shural, and Ha Belanaris. Syrian, I love you.
Great to have the Venatori shouting "There, bleed them" the moment we finish the touching funeral. Balara has performed the final rites. While she will always mourn him, her spirit is at peace. Also, that meant there was an area we didn't go to. Also, where are these Venatori?
Balara, you okay? You look sad.
Oh, sorry. I was thinking about my brother.
Yeah. Sometimes I see stuff that reminds me of my mother.
What do you do? When it hits you, I mean.
I don't know. I ask someone how they're doing. Then I'm thinking about them and not me.
Oh. I'm sorry, Tosh.
Nah. It's a good hurt. Mostly.
Well, I do feel bad for interrupts, or for like going back here after that bit, but there's loot we didn't get. I think must be... Let's do a save. But at least there's an area we didn't go to. Let's save here in 84. And then let's save. Also, we're about to hit max number of saves. That's going to be an issue. Is it this one? No, it's save 84. Is it this one? Might be this one. Let's see. Venatory attack. Yeah, so it's probably not that one then. This one. A little bit back into the west. But yeah, there was an area behind Strife that looked like it had something in it, and I was like, oh, we'll get it afterwards. Nope. Absolutely not.
Okay, one more brazier to go. I'd hoped that the archive might change now that Anaris is gone, I mean.
I'm guessing it didn't?
It called me a witless fool 3 times when it was...
Sorry. I thought other clans planted trees for the
But-
funerals too.
This is what we've always done, that I remember, anyway. Well,
Balara, I'm sorry about Syrian.
Aha.
thanks, Strife. I'm glad you're here.
There is stuff back here in an area that's just completely locked off. Wait, so this entire area is just locked off if you don't go into it now?
He died protecting our
Okay.
land, even knowing the cost.
Saving the world.
Final notes on a mystery substance. From a scroll found in the ruins, translated from Elven by Balara. I write this down to remind myself I have not gone mad. Somehow, Atrahel found the rest of the substance. I confronted him, and rather than release it, he chose to consume it. Upon doing so, there was a sound, a terrible rending sound, and his form changed. It rippled and grew and shone with an unnatural light. And then there was power, beyond any I've ever seen. I shielded myself just in time, but the others did not. And of them nothing remains, not even dust. I'm leaving, for I'm sure the Evanuris will as soon come. But once again the great Anaris shall evade their grasp. Extremely creepy, and of course it was Anaris, Balara. Okay. That's the end of a couple of codex entries that we've had. Okay. Then we have this area. Okay. Anything else up here? There was a codex entry, which I'm happy we came back and got. I think that might be it back here. Oh, no, right at the back. Etheric Remnant. Okay. Yeah, it's so weird that they didn't just have this as an explorable area afterwards, because it kind of takes a little bit out of the thing to be like, well, I know this is the final brazier for your brother, but actually there's some loot over here. Which they did earlier, but like, at the end it seems a little odd. Right, light it. And then we'll finish this. Okay. Then we can bounce through the story a little bit. We'll say, are you okay? And then live for you.
It's good you...
And then we're out of that. And we're going to hear Venatory attack again, no doubt. Thoughts on rituals. Codex entry. Which we can't actually open here despite it saying open. It's kind of weird. I don't know why it says open here when you can't.
Hey, Balara.
We'll let this play out.
You okay?
Ran out of recording space, but luckily at a very convenient point where we were going over content we'd previously done, so we could skip ahead a little bit. I want to come down here and I want to do some combat. The reason I want to do some combat, actually is there combat in here? Is because I want to test our build, and we're probably not going to do combat in the other quest. So let's see. Yeah, this looks good. And I no longer need to do final attack, so...
Bastards.
Oh.
Let's take them out.
Spin. It's interesting there's dialogue for this. Okay. Now just continue attacking them. Ow. But look how little damage we take compared to the previous episode. That's the main benefit of this one, is that we're doing high damage, but we're also taking, like, no damage. It's definitely cool. And we're rejuvenating because of Pilfer. I didn't even realize that was going to happen, but that makes perfect sense. Like, Pilfer gives us the healing, and we just heal.
Got 'em all.
Like, we're just healing constantly, like, the whole time. That's really cool. So we actually have a build that just, like, constantly heals us while we have high resistances, while we have high defense, while we have high damage. I think I might have found another build that breaks the game. In terms of, like, being very difficult to die with. But I think this one's a little bit more entertaining than some of the other ones. So we'll go with that. Right. Let's leave here. Or at least it's more entertaining for now. What do we have in the codex? Ah, we have the Valar codex that we couldn't read for a second. There we go. Thoughts on rituals. I keep thinking about the words the archive taught me, what they mean, what they say about who we were. They're close to what the Dalish did, or do, I guess. 3 braziers, each representing a part of the self. There's a difference there too, the firmament instead of the sky, and the infinite instead of to the earth. Maybe that's the difference. The Dalish ritual is about the now, the earth, the sky, the sea, being present here in the life we have. The Elven ritual is different. I don't think it's worse or better, just different. Less about the here and now, more about the, well, everything. That's humbling, and a little scary. From Balara's journal. I wonder if you can actually get 100% codex in one playthrough, or whether it's like, I think, I actually can't remember. I think some of the previous games had it so that the codex was, like, mostly completable in one playthrough, and then you had to do, like, a second playthrough to get the other options that you missed, if that makes sense. Like, we got this side of this quest, but if we did the other playthrough, we'd get a codex for the other side of the quest. I have no idea. Just spitballing. Anyway. Hall of Valor. Or, well, I guess Awake? I guess we can look at it that way. Right. In here. And we are going to go to this guy first. Hello there.
Everything here is curse-free. Guaranteed.
How much is it going to cost to buy it all? That's the question. I don't know if it's going to be that bad to buy it all. This is going to be 5,000. That's the big one. Staggered duration, takedown damage on takedown, gain gold and glory. There's definitely a takedown build we could do if we wanted to. Just see if there's anything we have equipped currently. The health might be nice as well, but yeah, no, I don't think any of this is what we're actually after. Yeah, I think the problem is we're going to run out of money, but let's buy some of this. Right, Keen with a Twist. We're going to buy this one, so Tash does more damage versus taunted enemies. Very good if we run Davrin at the same time. Flying Taunted to Dragons deals more damage. We actually know this is useless, but we're buying it anyway. Why is it useless? Well, it's useless because there are no more high dragons, because we got the achievement saying there were none. Agile attacks will gain damage each second while sprinting. Interesting, but probably not that good. Mage Brimmed Hat we can now get. Gain momentum on hit with agile attacks of sprinting for 2 or more seconds. More agile attack stuff. Tash deals 50% damage versus overwhelmed enemies. Rally Party on detonation. Damage while at low health. And Arlathan Herbs means reviving reduces Tash's cooldowns by 50%. And we just have these. These don't cost that much. I'll buy them just to get them off the list. So a couple of raiding masks. Searcher's Kit. And Sting. By the time you feel it, it's too late. So the only thing they've got left is the Extravagant Plate. Which might be good for us. Who knows? Like, the takedown damage build was fun. I don't know if we need gold. It might be good if we ever decide we need to grind gold, though. Switch to the takedown damage build, find some enemies, and keep doing takedowns. But, anyway. Tash, you ready? Valara joins Tash at the Hilt for an evening of casual drinks and storytelling.
So, Tarsh pries the enormous ruby out of the statue's eye socket. Except then it wakes up, and now it's real pissed that it's missing an eye.
Oh, my.
What kind of statue was this?
Big snake.
Uh-huh. I have to choose this because I'm hoping you can say snakes. Why does it have to, or why did it have to be snakes?
Ugh. Snakes are just the worst.
Really? Oh, I like them. They're friendly most of the time. And if you get bitten by a venomous one, you almost always survive.
And now we've got a giant, angry, one-eyed snake statue trying to swallow Tarsh whole.
Wait, how does that work? Where would they go? Did it have a stomach?
Wait for it.
Best part is, while Tarsh is pounding that snake's nose, she's still holding the ruby in her other hand. Maker's panties, I was so proud.
Oh,
Ah, shit. They're still holding it, sorry.
What are you doing?
Pulling a barb.
Oh, okay.
A barb?
Tradition in the Lords of Fortune, from one of our old members, Barv. Good guy, but like most of us, his plans went sideways a lot. Bad blood among your crew's not good for morale, but there's not always time for big, drawn-out apologies. So, when one of us screws up and we know we've screwed up, we do a quick 10 to put it right. Pulling a barb. Oh, there we go.
Okay. Why not just apologize?
Any reason you can't just apologize?
Sometimes people say, oops, sorry, and hope that fixes it. But they just want to get the whole thing over with. Trust me, I know. But pulling a barb, you sweat a little. Makes you think about it a little more. Shows the other person you mean it.
What if they mean it when they say they're sorry, though?
And that's the other reason. Some people mess up and get all dramatic. They make it about them. Oh, you know, I didn't mean it right. I'd never do that on purpose. They feel so bad about it that it's on everyone else to smooth it over and make them feel better.
Oh, okay. Yes, some people might do that.
Pulling a barb puts it on the person who screwed up. They made the mess, they fix it, done.
That's very open-minded.
I'm glad the Lords of Fortune have Tasha's back.
Oh, Tarsh isn't the first non-binary member of the Lords.
Really?
It was a little before your time, but Horlicks was one of ours.
Huh.
Bastard looked better than I did in a dress or pants. And out of them, too.
Okay, I was also about to say really at the same time Tash was, because I'm like, why did we have this whole storyline where Tash is like, I don't know anything about this? If, you know, the members of the Lords of Fortune already knew about it. It's like, you would think that she might have come upon them. They're not that large a group. But anyway. Let's say you good, Tash?
Isabella's apology work for you, Tosh?
Yeah. I didn't expect the Lords to care about the stuff. Me being non-binary.
Kirkwall taught me about family. If it matters to you, it matters to me. I mean, to the, Lords.
Oh. Thanks.
Anyway, where was I? So, there Tash is, thigh-deep in a snake's maw and still holding the giant ruby in one hand. I yelled that we'll get them out of there, and Tash just yells back, "Get up its ass! I'll meet you in the middle!"
Okay, the stomach I get, but did it really have
Who ate the last breaded cheese wand?
Oh no, I'm sorry. I guess I thought, well, I don't know what.
It's fine.
No. They're your favorite.
Do you know what to do, Balara?
Balara, I know you're sorry, but you did mess up.
I know.
And what do we do when we mess up?
Yes, you're right.
I'm pulling a barb.
1, 2, 3.
Heart's in the right place. Form's a little sloppy, though.
Bend your knees.
Okay, we got some approval there. Okay. horns and Hala at the hilt is now done. Also, when Isabella said Kirkwall taught me a lot about family, I think that sets a canon for Kirkwall. Potentially. Because our Balara, from our playthrough, I don't think would have said it in quite that nice a tone. Not Balara, our Isabella wouldn't have said it in quite so nice a tone. Potentially. I'm just saying. But anyway, yeah. That's fine. Tash, are you... Oh, you're not a rank 10. Oh, you got the new equipment we bought. I see. That's fine. We just need to go over it so that it says that we got it. Wonderful. Right. So we are getting quite close to maxing out those two. Awesome. Right. What are we doing now? I guess we're going back to the lighthouse now. That makes the most sense to me. Lighthouse. Let's go. This means that we are now finished with the Lords of Fortune entirely. Well, no, we've got one item to buy for 5,000, but apart from that, we're finished with them entirely. Okay. Let's look at our other things. We're finished with the Veil Jumpers entirely. We got to do the Cultist quest. We got a ton of stuff to do in the Hallsberg Wetlands. We got to do Harding's quest, and we got to do this one. Oh yeah, interesting. Outing versus quest. Yeah, outing must be like a non like combat thing. Okay. Cool. Lighthouse. I suppose we could go to Treviso and maybe do that one as well, because I don't imagine it would take too... I think it's an outing as well, but we'll see. Let's head up here. Hello, you two.
I do not understand why Nevarans are so obsessed with turning dead.
Undead.
Which is different from regular dead how?
The hope that one's soul can return to visit this world.
But you don't need to be dead for that. Your soul is here now.
Not forever.
Yeah. That sounds like more of Lucanus's, like, if I have killed someone, I want them to stay dead. You know. I don't want them to be undead and to come back. If I wanted them to come back, they wouldn't be dead. But anyway, in here, this has got there are more things out here. Yeah, I suppose that is the thing that happens with each bond level, right? There are more and more things added to the lighthouse for them. So interesting.
What's it like, being able to feel the other dwarves?
If I concentrate, I can sense them, even where they are sometimes. It's almost like being able to scratch your nose without looking in the mirror.
That must be distracting.
Is your nose normally distracting?
Not really. Not unless there's a lot of pollen.
There you go.
Okay. And then we have another conversation back here. And then I want to go and check out Tasha's room, because she is now at... Actually, she was at rank 9 before, so her room's going to stay the same. Never mind.
Do you have any nicknames?
There's Slick, but that's just Varix. Papers call me all sorts of things. So do the Venatori when I'm doing my job right. For the most part, I prefer Nev.
Okay. Sorry, I hadn't noticed the wolf painting up there before. It's a little ominous, at least in terms of how it looks. So implies that Solus is looking over us all the time. Not that he can, as far as we can tell, see. Like outside of his realm, but anyway. I think this might actually be a good point to end the episode. Yeah. Thank you very much for watching. I'll see you next time. Goodbye.